Good morning and welcome to Temple Update. I'm Karina Cheung.
And I'm Stetson Miller. The stage is being set for the year's Lou Klein Alumni in the Media Awards. Temple, along with other accomplished media professionals, are making their way to North Broad for the 13th Annual Awards. The university will be presenting Whoopi Goldberg with the Excellence in the Media Award, as well as recognizing 5 Temple alumni. Temple Update's Seth Wozniak is standing by at Minton Hall, where the day-long event will begin in just over an hour. Seth?
Okay. Thanks, Stetson. We're live here at Minton Hall. We're in just about an hour. The ceremonies for the 13th Annual Lou Klein Awards will begin. Now, while Minton Hall will still serve for the reception, luncheon, and program, it is important to note that the conversation with Whoopi Goldberg has been moved to the Baptist Temple for the first time this year. Goldberg, along with 5 alumni, will be honored today. David Henry graduated from Temple in 1994. Henry joined 6 ABC Action News in 1986, serving as the general assignment reporter, and continues as the reporter today. Deborah Venny Robinson, a 1997 graduate of Temple's BTMM program, now serves as a senior communications officer at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Kevin Negandhi, a 1998 graduate of Temple's BTMM department, can be found as a lead anchor for ESPN's weekly morning show, SportsCenter. The late E. Stevens Collins, a well-known and respected voice at Radio 1, Inc., will be honored posthumously. Collins was selected for the award before suffering a heart attack in early September. For the second year, the Lou Klein Awards will honor a rising star in the industry. Noah Goldstein graduated from Temple in 2004 and received a master's in 2006. He has already received multiple Grammys working as a recording engineer in the music industry. I spoke with Lou Klein previously about the nominees.
To be out of when you think about it, the 1,000 graduates that we've had here from the School of Communications, and it comes down to honoring 4 or 5 or 6 of them a year, you know that they have to be successful.
If you cannot be at the ceremonies today, you can catch the awards live on TUTV, coverage starting at 12 o'clock. Or you can catch us online at templetv.net. Reporting live from Minton Hall for Temple Update, I'm Seth Wozniak. Stetson, back to you.
Thanks, Seth. Immediately following the Lou Klein Awards, the university will switch focus and begin preparing for the inauguration of Temple's 10th president. The inauguration starts off with the inaugural symposium happening today and tomorrow. The symposium is happening at several locations across campus, including Alter Hall. At 10 a.m. on Friday, the formal investiture ceremony will be held at the historic Baptist Temple. Later that night at 8 p.m., a concert will be held again in the Baptist Temple, honoring the president, with the pre-concert happening at 6:30 p.m. in the Great Court at Minton Hall. The end of the inauguration will coincide with other homecoming events.
Dr. Neil Theobald will soon be formally inaugurated as the 10th president of the university and is becoming a familiar face around campus. I took a look into his past to find out where he came from. Neil Theobald comes across the United States from Peoria, Illinois, but feels a connection with the city.
I mean, everyone has been so welcoming and so helpful. We've always loved the city of Philadelphia, and that was one of the great attractions of coming here.
President Theobald started his academic career by going to Trinity College in Connecticut instead of taking an electrician apprenticeship. In 1978, he earned his bachelor's degree. Then he started his educational career as a secondary math teacher in Washington State, where he also coached baseball. From there, he was an assistant professor and associate professor at Washington University, where he also earned his doctoral degree in educational finance in 1988. At Indiana University, he was a professor, researcher, and education finance expert, as well as senior vice president for the last 20 years. On January 1st, he began serving as Temple's president. Since he's been president, Dr. Theobald has attended his first convocation and many Temple athletic events, from football to field hockey.
Every time I interact with the players here, they're really wonderful.
Live on TUTV as well as online at templetv.net.
Between the inauguration and the Lou Klein Awards, campus is expected to bring in a lot of visitors, meaning a high volume of traffic. The university's implemented changes to parking garages to accommodate more vehicles. Drivers who typically park in lot number 1 and Temple Towers will be directed to Bell Garage and the lot on Montgomery for overflow. People who park at the Lee Course Garage should head to lot 7 on Norris and 11th. If there are no spots available, head over to Diamond and Marvin to park in Lot 10. No extra fees will be involved, but drivers should continue to present their permits and Temple IDs. The school year is in full swing, but some new facilities at Temple are having trouble keeping up. Rich Fogel visited Morgan Hall to take a ride.
The highly anticipated Mitchell and Hillary Morgan Hall has now been open for almost 2 months. But with the new building comes minor issues that arise from housing over 1,000 students.
Over the last 2 months, we've had a couple plumbing issues. We've had some issues with the elevators and just bringing them up to their fully programmatic and functional capabilities. But we anticipated that there would be issues throughout the building, and the elevators just happen to be the one that has the most attention.
We visited Morgan Hall to talk to residents to get a first-hand perspective on the recent issues with the new dorm. Some students were complimentary of their new home.
So far it's been great. I like living here. For me, I'm pretty lazy, so going downstairs to get food and not having to walk up Broad Street to J&H is awesome.
It's really good. I like it a lot. I lived at the Edge last year, and I think it's a lot better than that.
But others continued to complain about a reoccurring issue.
Overall, it's nice. The only thing that I really can complain about is the elevators. They're a little slow.
The elevators, they always take forever to get to your floors. Sometimes you don't even get to use them because it's packed.
These elevator issues have started to affect students' everyday lives. Some even have told us they've gotten stuck.
The doors wouldn't move. They just stayed half shut, this much, so you couldn't get in or out.
It went down a floor and stopped, and I thought someone was getting on, but no one got on, and it just stayed there for about 5 minutes, and I kept hitting the button, and nothing really happened.
We'll be sure to keep you updated on all these elevator issues at Morgan Hall. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Rich Fogel.
Homecoming is a yearly event that bleeds cherry and white. The homecoming concert is what wraps up the weekend, but this year, low ticket sales have changed the schedule. Chase Sr. is standing by in the newsroom with what students are saying about the change. Chase?
Thanks, Karina. Students will be heading home after Saturday's football game rather than lining up outside of the Liacouras Center. This year's homecoming concert has been canceled due to unforeseen financial circumstances. BOB and the Far East Movement were scheduled to headline the event. We set out on campus and spoke with a few students about the change of plans.
I'm a little disappointed about all that, I was looking forward to having a nice time that night and everything and hanging out with some friends, but it's kind of sad that we don't get the same thing that happened last year. I had a good time last year.
Well, I would have to say that I'm pretty disappointed because I had already purchased my ticket, and I'm pretty upset that I have to return it for money because I was excited to go to the concert.
I'm sure a lot of people are disappointed. I'm not one of them.
Well, me and my friends were planning to go, so now we don't have any plans, so I'm guessing we just got to find something else to do. We're really disappointed about it.
Now, many students have voiced their opinions via Twitter. Let's take a look at some of your reactions. Now, Chris Vasquez says, "I'm so disappointed that Temple canceled the BOB Far East Movement homecoming concert." I sense a little bit of sarcasm there. Don says, "Breaking news. Temple cancels its homecoming concert when they realize that students would rather see the Wiggles live than BOB." And Aaron says, "Temple canceled the homecoming concert apparently. Can't say I'm exceedingly disappointed for missing out on BOB and Far East Movement." Aaron, I agree with you. And Jamie Gray responds to Temple's main campus program board saying, "Our football team is winless and you canceled the concert. Pretty sure no one is," referring to his excitement level not being too high. Now, students who did purchase tickets can return them to the Liacouras box office for a full refund. Stetson, back to you.
Even with the concert canceled, there are many other events still taking place. On October 18th, dress in your favorite Temple gear and march over to the Temple Bell Tower for the pep rally and student inauguration celebration. The 19th is game day, so cheer on the Owls at the link for the Temple vs. Army homecoming game at 1 p.m. For the full list of events, visit temple.edu/life@temple/homecoming.
Homecoming week kicked off with a large football helmet that you can eat. Students quickly whipped out their phones and snapped a picture of Baker Dave's newest creation. Baker Dave made the cake in the shape of a large Temple football helmet that serves over 4,000 slices. The vanilla cake was smothered with icing and over 400 pounds of sprinkles.
Coming up on Temple Update, Temple bookstores are going pink for the month of October.
And high school students made their way to Temple to check out everything the school has to offer at Experience Temple Day.
Sports Desk, I'll fill you in on how the volleyball team is spiking their way to the top.
And I'm Stephanie Craig. I'll have your game day and homecoming weekend forecast that you don't want to miss. Temple Update will be right back.
Every year, high school students flock to campus to experience Temple Day. Seth Wozniak headed down to the Leah Course Walk to see how some prospective students are getting a taste of the university.
Welcome to Temple University's Fall Open House!
Many were wondering why campus was more packed than usual on a weekend. The crowd that gathered was in fact high school students hoping to one day be a Temple Owl.
I always want to get a feel for the dorm life and everything and go down and get a lecture from the business school.
I've heard about Temple for a while and I really wanted to see it in person.
Temple hosted its annual Fall Open House on Saturday. Booths from almost every club, sport, and activity were set up at the Leah Course Center, and Temple students were there to encourage the high school students that Temple is the right choice.
I love the atmosphere that Temple provides. The diversity here is so attractive and getting involved. I love the opportunities.
The next stop of the day was the Bell Tower, where students got a chance to take campus tours. Future Owl hopefuls and their parents lined up to get a better feel of what campus was like, and a chance to see what Temple students experience every day. Owl team leaders led the tours and were there to answer the many questions both parents and students had.
My favorite part is probably just getting to meet all the different prospective students and trying to really give them a feel for the different opportunities Temple offers, and then trying to, match those opportunities with their interests so that they really can choose Temple.
Sean Killian, Associate Director of University Housing and Residential Life, says open houses are a great way of recruiting students to not only come to Temple, but live on campus.
We're always interested in making sure our residence halls are filled, so we love talking about the on-campus housing experience, because students who live on campus actually do better in school.
The next time Temple will open its doors to high school students for an open house is Sunday, November 17th. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Seth Wozniak.
Temple students in the LGBT community have wrapped up a week-long celebration for National Coming Out Week. Serabo has more.
Students celebrated the importance of individuality and acceptance with several fun events during this year's National Coming Out Week, or NCOW. One highlight was the NCOW Festival that brought students together to show support for the LGBT community. Students received free t-shirts and listened to music while snacking on popcorn, cotton candy, and snow cones. Those wishing to show support of the LGBT family could purchase a wide variety of souvenirs. The excitement of the festival did not overshadow the message that it's okay to be who you are.
A celebration of who you are, being who you are, and kind of coming together.
Being who you are was a recurring theme throughout the week's events. Students also celebrated National Coming Out Week with the Breaking Beauty Standards fashion show.
Beauty comes in all forms, so it's not like you have to look a certain way, you don't have to look pretty, you don't have to dress a certain way, like everything's beautiful.
Models were challenged to wear outfits that expressed their unique personality. At the end of the runway, models shared experiences of their own battles with modern beauty standards.
These standards hold people back from actually being who they truly are. And so this entire event was just like, be who you are, love who you are, because you are beautiful, because that is you, and you are always beautiful.
The program also included poetry readings, musical guests, and dance performances.
From fashion shows to festivals, Temple students have found exciting ways to celebrate National Coming Out Week. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Serabo.
Coming up, Simone Cuccurullo will have all of your sports updates.
And Temple Update is across the pond in London, England, with a story about a professor who stands out from the classroom. We'll be right back.
Well, hello there, Temple athletic enthusiasts, and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Simone Cuccurullo. As usual, we have a lot to cover this week, so let's get started. First up, let's head over to Giese Field and check in with the field hockey team. The number 17 Lady Owls took part in some Big East action as they faced off against Old Dominion. Goalkeeper Lizzie Millen had 11 saves in the game, but it just wasn't enough to defeat Big Blue. Old Dominion's Rosario Villagra scored her 9th goal of the season with this slap shot, which ended up being the only goal on the day. Temple moves to a 10-4 record and 4th place in the American Athletic Conference. Now moving from the field to the court. The volleyball team executed an impressive defensive performance in their match versus Houston. Temple had a solid 10 blocks in the 4-set match, which is their second most of the season. Gabriela Matatua and Caroline Gratin led the team with 14 kills each. After winning the first 2 sets, the Owls struggled in the third, but came back for the win. They also came away with yet another victory this weekend versus Southern Methodist University. And with all the success the volleyball team has been having, one can only wonder who the players look to for motivation. Updates Tommy Sladek found out more about the team's fearless leader.
Just his second season as the women's volleyball head coach, Bakir Ganez is turning what was once a mediocre squad into a standout team.
I'm pretty hands-on. I'm really particular about technique and the way we do certain things, the way we play, playing philosophy. It's very defined.
Coming off an 8-20 record in 2011, the team improved immensely in Ganez's first year of coaching, finishing with a 19-11 record and a trip to the A10 tournament semifinals.
He's brought all the success we've had so far. He really pushes us to practice, and he really pushes for as much support as we can get on and off the court, academically, strength and conditioning, athletic training-wise. He's pushed for everything.
While players say he is not a calm coach, they also say he is no screamer. Sophomore libero Alyssa Drakeslin describes Ganez's unique coaching style.
He's intense, not really in the way that's like a scary intense, but an intense where you can feel like his vibe that he wants us to win. So you can feel that from the bench, and you can feel it on the off the court on practices, and you can he wants us to do our best.
Last season was no fluke for Ganez's team. This year's Owls are currently sitting in second place in the American Athletic Conference with a 4-1 record and an impressive 13-4 record overall. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Tommy Sladek.
Now, despite the volleyball team's success, football is still looking to get their first win of the season. They'll be having their homecoming game on Saturday at 1 p.m. versus Army at Lincoln Financial Field. If you can't make it to that game, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @TU_SportsDesk. I'm Simone Cuccurullo. Be sure to tune in next week to get your fix of all things cherry and white. Karina and Stetson, back to you.
Thanks, Simone. Studying abroad gives students a chance to explore the world, but it also gives professors the chance to tag along. Rob Monroe reports from London about how one professor is changing the experience for everyone. Welcome back to Temple Update. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Next week, we'll hopefully get that package for you. But on the other hand, Stetson, Monday and Tuesday were absolutely beautiful, but it was freezing in the morning.
Yeah, but I am loving the fall weather. It's been a little warm, but, we're getting closer to mid-fall. But, let's go check the morning's weather now.
Yeah, let's head on to Stephanie Craig, who joins us in the newsroom with your weekend weather watch. Steph, what can we expect for this weekend's game?
Well, Karina, in the spirit of homecoming, wouldn't it be nice to have some sunshine? Well, it's here. Heading out on Leocourse Walk this morning, it's a cool 63 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Sally, the sorority sister, made sure to grab her blazer to keep her warm, so it may be a good idea to bring along that jacket as winds will be present throughout the day. We will see a high of 75 and a low of 54. Friday is more the same, but with more sun. Who doesn't love that? Temperatures will reach a high of 68 and a low of 51. Homecoming festivities continue throughout the weekend, and I have all the details. Let's take a look at your game day forecast. We will have beautiful weather for not only the tailgate, but the majority of the game. But here's where it gets concerning. Around 3 p.m. there is a 20% chance of showers, so bring your hoodies and umbrellas just in case. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. at Lincoln Financial Field. Closing out the weekend, sunny skies will take over on Sunday for the 5K Family Fun Walk and Run happening right here on campus. It may be a good idea to bring those sweatshirts with winds traveling throughout the day. Sunday evening we will see clear skies with a low around 44. Starting out your week, Monday will bring more sun with a high of 63 and a low of 48. So more of the same this weekend heading into the week, nothing too drastic temperature-wise. That's all we have for your weekend weather watch. Make sure to follow us on TU_weatherwatch for the latest updates.
Thank you, Stephanie. Take a look at this. An ordinary dog is nursing 2 South China tiger cubs at a zoo in China. CCTV says the cub's mother had trouble breastfeeding, so the zoo recruited a dog for the job. Well, they do say breastfeeding is better than an ordinary bottle. China tigers are endangered with only 120 human-raised in the world.
From Mockingbird to Homecoming Queen. The daughter of famous rapper Eminem, Haley Scott, was voted Homecoming Queen at her local high school. The 17-year-old walked out onto the field with her mother. Her father stayed inside so Haley could be the center of attention on her big day.
From his time at SportsCenter and USA Today to WRTI in Philly, Kevin Negandhi got his start right here at this desk.
That's right, and Kevin is one of those getting a Luke Klein Award today. So Temple Update pulled out one of his last Temple broadcasts to celebrate our 25th anniversary.
Let's travel back in time to 1997.
Hi, and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Kevin Negandhi. Glad you could join us. The fencing team will travel to Teaneck, New Jersey this weekend to take part in the NIWFA Christmas Invitational. The Temple fencing team is the most successful sports program at Temple. After a fantastic regular season posting a 29-4 record, the volleyball team will venture into new territory, the NCAA tournament. Don't expect this team to relax, though. They have plans to extend their win streak past 21 during the postseason. The women's basketball program suffered a devastating blow with the loss of point guard Megan O'Brien. O'Brien tore the anterior cruciate ligament in her right knee in the second game of the season. The 5'6" junior is expected to have surgery in the next 2 weeks and will miss the rest of the season. The search continues for the next head coach to take the sidelines for the football team. Speculation continues on who will replace Ron Dickerson.
And Kevin Negandhi and the other Luke Klein honorees will be receiving their awards later today. And you can watch the ceremony live on TUTV. That's all for this edition of Temple Update. For the latest news and information, be sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just search Temple Update.
You can also watch Temple Update on Comcast Channel 50 and Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Stetson Miller and the rest of the Update team, I'm Karina Cheung. Thanks for watching.